I had just gotten into Wii hacking when an internet friend suggested I rip my own games for emulators. He sent me a tutorial that allowed me to use my Wii to put GameCube games onto an SD card, which I could then put onto the computer and use Dolphin to play. This was convenient because my Player 1 socket on my Wii was broken and it had been years since I could play any of those old games. Being the Sonic fan that I am, I immediately put Sonic Adventure 2 into my Wii, launched a program called CleanRep, and about 20 minutes later it was done. I hadn't used Dolphin before, but eventually figured out and launched Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I eagerly configured my controls and started with the hero storyline, thrusting myself immediately into the cityscape. I played for days straight, only stopping to eat, sleep, and go to my part-time job at the bakery. I was playing Chow Karate. My Chow Tiny delivered a spinning back kick to the opponent and won the match, granting me the final emblem in the game. I had all emblems, all S rank, the Secretary theme, all free Chow Gardens, the alternate costumes, everything in the game. That's when it dawned on me. This is the second time I've done this in my lifetime, and it's time to put the game to rest. I couldn't do it though. I was so addicted to the game I had to keep playing. So I launched up the web browser and typed in the Google search, unlockable secrets in Sonic Adventure 2. I found some hidden artwork, apparently some Halloween costumes you could get back when Dreamcast had DLC, new items for Chow Garden, but one thing really caught my attention. A Maria Robotnik menu theme. My reaction was that of a child. Oh my god, a Maria theme! I learned quickly that you have to have a Game Boy Advance to do it, and you need 30,000 rings. I had 50,000 rings or so, but I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I searched for an emulator solution and found that someone had made a modified version of Dolphin that could connect to the Visual Boy Advance SAM emulator. I downloaded the Sonic Advance True ROM and launched the Visual Boy Advance SAM, then launched up Sonic Adventure 2 in a modified version of Dolphin. I went to the Chow Garden in both games to make sure it was connected. Then went to the black market in Sonic Adventure 2, and lo and behold, the Maria theme was there. Success. I bought it immediately and flew to the options screen to apply the Maria theme. But when I did, the game locked up and I saw the Windows 7 message. Dolphin.exe has stopped working. Windows is checking for a solution to the problem. I stayed for a few seconds until a close program button showed up. All I could do was hope I didn't lose my progress. I relaunched the game and saw Maria in the background holding the pose from the Shadows Past cutscene. Maria's image was fighting and tearing the graphics. The logos were broken. At times you could see through parts of them. It looked like MS Paint garbage. This was even more so apparent when the opening movie started, showing the long bridge from Radical Highway with Maria still in the background. The graphics were still fighting each other as the buildings and stars seemed really broken. Even the sky was harsh and posterized with sharp blues and blacks. The special effects in the scene, like when it flashes with lots of blue lights and says Sonic the Hedgehog, it just played all of these animations at almost regular speed. They were all done before I even showed Sonic. It looked really horrible and the music didn't help. The game was lagging ridiculously. It was lagging so badly I had time to launch Camtasia and start recording this phenomenon. The music was choppy and pitched, but almost regular speed. Live and learn. I heard as the music finished before the camera was zoomed in on Shadow's face. I assumed since the game locked up and somehow made Maria's theme be everywhere all the time. But after I got past that horrible scene of Shadow opening his invisible eyelids and broken colored body with Maria's graphics fighting him, Maria's theme wasn't even on the menu. It was Shadow the Hedgehog theme I had on before I did all this. Naturally, I wanted to turn it on, but found out I didn't have the Maria theme. I was baffled. If I didn't have the Maria theme, then what was happening in the opening movie? This also means it didn't save, which means I had to do the whole thing again. I went to stage select, went to Chow Garden with Shadow, and ran into normal Chow Garden and was about to launch VBA-M when I saw a new egg. I was frustrated, so I decided to throw the egg and let out some anger. When I picked up the egg, I decided to close Camtasia because the game was still lagging a bit. I threw it at the wall to the left of the Chow teleporter. The egg cracked and the non-Chow bounced back and behind me. I turned around to look at it as the game froze. It looked like a Chow with Maria's hair standing at Shadow. Shadow was also looking at the Chow, a I stayed for a few seconds before I launched Task Manager to see if Dolphin was responding. Task Manager said it was running normally, so I messed with the controls a bit. It's not abnormal for Task Manager to say a frozen program is running, so I decided to close Dolphin from Task Manager's processes. Before I closed Dolphin, I took a screen capture of what was happening. I opened paint.net to save a screenshot. I cropped it while I was there because why not, and had a closer look at it. I thought I saw something really faint. I went ahead and saved the picture, then I opened something called Curves, which is a color I did in paint.net. Curves sometimes helps me bring out details in pictures, so I decided to use it here. I played with a good 10 minutes and then I saw her. Maria was staring down a shadow. It was really faint, but she was there. On the right side of the screen, looking through the shadow, she was there. That was enough to make me breathe heavily. My mind was just blown. I didn't know what was happening. Should I continue my pursuit to unlock everything? Well, of course. Today is my day off, and if I don't do this, what will I have to do? I launched the game, skipped that horrible opening movie, and decided to stop with the Maria theme. This time I wanted to see if I can find anything else wrong with this game, so I went to Story Mode, Dark Story, and started Shadows Past, the Radical Highway level. The customer and Agway watching Shadow stand on the bridge played normally. I decided to launch Camtasia to record one Shadow segment of the cutscene started.
How pathetic.
Shadow said as there was a strange purple flash over the screen.
Find them before they escape!
The cutscene was playing normally until Maria's part showed up. The sound was messed up. The audio was saying,
All the people.
Maria!
Hip hip, all the people.
Maria!
Hip hip, all the people.
Maria!
Hip hip,
No!
hip hip,
No!
hip hip,
No!
hip hip.
but the word no was in Shadow's voice. The cutscene played over itself for a moment, overlapping, then the cutscene stopped short and we went straight to the stage. Once I started playing the stage, I read break through the besieging military. But all the letters were grayed out except a couple. The letters that were not grayed out were A in break, the R in through, the I in besieging, the M in military, and A in military. In the background sky, I saw Maria's head and shoulders, so they were not top-down angle. Her eyes were really dark, almost black, and she was sort of staring at shadow out the left corner of her eye. I took a screenshot but closed Camtasia because Dolphin was lagging a bit. As I played through the stage, I never lost sight of Maria. Even if it was her back, dress, feet, hair, one eye, or a finger, she was always there, fading in and out. I decided to pause the game and launch Camtasia again. At this point, I didn't care about the lag and wanted to capture this. A few seconds after pausing, I beat one of the gun robots and the Gerald in prison cutscene started playing over the game. But the text and special effects weren't on it, just Gerald kind of sitting there. But it distorted the colors of the game. It was kind of like what happened with the intro, but Gerald was tearing the graphics instead of finding them. The cutscene clearly had dominance over the other graphics. About halfway through the cutscene, Maria started fading in and out of the scene in different poses from different angles. Even with everything that was happening in the game was playing at perfect speed. One pose shocked me, however. Maria on her back with her legs spread awkwardly, allowing the camera to catch a full shot of her special parts. Maria was blocking her face with her hands. I decided to pause the game and stop recording it. I saved the video and severely blurred it at that part so we can't make it out. I didn't realize until I unpaused the game, but I had been playing the entire time before I paused, and actually rather well. I was impressed with myself. There was another pose that caught my eye though. One of Maria, completely naked, holding her pose during the Shadows Past cutscene on the control panel. This started getting more disturbing as another pose of Maria naked showed. Her legs were red, but it looked like her hair. Blood, I thought? But Sonic Adventure 2 doesn't have any blood graphics. Then again, this isn't a blood graphic. I screen capped it and cropped down to only her legs. Once I beat the stage, the game began counting my ranks and score. Instead of getting the rank S, which I totally deserved, a shot of Maria's face was shown at the stage when the stage faded out. Normally after the Radical Highway, the cutscene with Sonic finding Shadow on top of the Bigfoot robot where the Chaos Emerald placed, but that was completely skipped. It also didn't put me into the headquarters level. In fact, it skipped headquarters, lost colony, weapons bed, security hall, and started the cutscene before White Jungle. Shadow was walking through the forest. The cutscene was normal. Shadow picked up his talkie, and Rouge's voice was playing normally. This is Rogue. Probably Rouge. Yeah, Rouge. This is Rouge. I've got a small problem. But the subtitles were incorrect. The subtitles read, Gerald, all the people do it, all the scientists. The audio continued normally, but the next set of subtitles didn't say, I can't believe that I'm trapped inside this locked safe with a. They said, this on the ark. When I wake, when I sleep, they look, they do thing. It continued. Instead of Chaos Emerald, I guess I won't be able to call myself it read, I did not know why it hurt. I cannot talk. I cannot walk. I am instead of treasure hunter anymore. It read, Rug Down by Gerald. No. The countdown of Bankman's bomb showed it, then the screen flashed white and Maria was shown leaning over a control panel. It does this in a cutscene normally, but the game froze there and the audio stopped. I thought Dolphin was lagging, so I opened Microsoft Notepad and jotted down the subtitles, hoping to make some sense of them later. I also decided to launch Camtasia. It took a minute to load up, but when it did, it didn't start recording because nothing was happening anymore. I loaded up Task Manager to see how much CPU the computer was using, and so I could decide to keep Camtasia open or close it. The whole computer was packing at 50%, the whole computer was speaking at 50% and idling at 10%. That's excellent for a Dolphin emulator, especially when running Camtasia. Dolphin was still running according to Task Manager, so I decided to hit Enter to skip the cutscene. Windows sent me a beep to say that Enter doesn't do anything. I minimized Camtasia and clicked on Dolphin so when I hit Enter, Dolphin would get it, but before I hit Enter, I noticed that the stars behind Maria were kind of off looking. I stared for a minute to see if Maria's face was back there, and I noticed a few eye patches where stars were missing. I took a screenshot, closed Camtasia so I wouldn't kill my PC saving this, then opened Paint on this so I could save the screenshot. I stared at the shot for a few minutes. I noticed that the patches of missing stars were letters that spelled kill. I saved the file, then I outlined the missing stars and saved another picture. I clicked on Dolphin and once again pressed Enter. The sound effect played at the screen read, Stage 9, White Jungle, First Mission. Cut for a jungle 10 minutes. Like a medical highway, all the letters in the text box were grayed out except for a couple. The word cut, the T in fruit, the R in fruit, the E in V, the J in jungle, the U in jungle, the L in jungle. And the exclamation point. I never made any sense of these letters. I waited for the level to load up, and when it started, I saw Maria in the sky with a blank expression, looking down at her shadow, but sort of towards the screen at the same time. I stared, observing every detail of her indescribable face. An ounce of logic must be left in my mind, because I told myself not to play anymore. I came up with a great excuse to take a break, figuring out these strange messages. I started with the screenshot I took of Radical Highway. I only had to look for a sec before I figured out the letters spelled Maria. Feeling pretty confident, I wanted to take a shot at the subtitles I jotted down a moment ago. I first strung them all together in Windows Notepad. Gerald, all the people do it. All the scientists on the ark. When I wake, when I sleep, they look, they do things. I did not know why. I don't know why it hurt. I cannot walk. I am drugged down by Gerald. No. They look, they do things. When I sleep, when I wake. All the scientists do these things. All the scientists were doing something to her when she was sleeping. Something that hurt. Did he perform experiments on her? I know Gerald was trying to cure Maria's neuroimmunodeficiency syndrome. Maybe he was trying to cure Maria during her sleep. Then I remembered the pictures of Maria naked and one where her legs were red. Oh my God, I said out loud. Did Gerald and these other men commit acts to Maria? I stood up and paced around the room for a while, occasionally glancing at the computer screen and refreshing my memory the details of Maria's face. This experience was starting to make sense, though. Gerald drugged Maria down, and the scientist jumped on her. It's probably why she loves Shadow so much. He never touched her. This is starting to fill some of the plot holes in Sonic Adventure 2, though. Shadow does mention Gerald building an Eclipse cannon, And that Project Shadow is indeed an experiment to make weapons of mass destruction, not to cure neuroimmunodeficiency syndrome. In the Japanese version of Sonic X, I remember that Maria was put onto the Ark because her disease is contagious and deadly. If neuroimmunodeficiency syndrome is contagious, that means all of the scientists on the Ark got it and thus couldn't leave. This also gives a reason for the gun raid. Jill gave them the weapons of mass destruction, Eclipse Cannon, and Shadow, so Gun killed everyone on board as not to spread the disease or use any of these weapons. Jill was arrested, however, it was probably so Gun could ask him how to use a Shadow and Eclipse Cannon. Two pieces of information Gun never got. If the scientists had the disease, that means they had nothing to live for, which explains their actions. Still, I find this hard to take it in all at once. I mean, seriously, how old is Maria anyway? What could Sega be thinking? Would Sega put such a twisted plot element in a child's game? I don't think so, but now that I think about it, there are a lot of holes in SA2 that just got filled, and a whole lot of garbage in Shadow the Hedgehog 2005 that never happened. For an example, Shadow didn't lead Maria to a dead end where she was shot like the Shadow Hedgehog opening suggests. Maria, in fact, led Shadow to the cryogenic tube while already wounded, where she then launched Shadow out of the Ark and died as she pulled the lever. It's obvious in Sonic Adventure 2 Sonic X where Shadow Hedgehog rewrites Shadow's entire life, and honestly, it isn't very dark plot-wise. I'm starting to believe SA2's plot was so sketchy because Sonic Team had to remove all these gruesome plot elements last minute, just like Genocide City from Sonic 2. It's still in the game, you just have to hack it to get there, and once you get there, all the level's graphics are gone. Linking both emulators together like that must have caused the game to load up like it was originally supposed to. I think Shadow the Hedgehog solely existed to help cover up some of the nonsense in Sonic Adventure 2. After my logic session, I found myself seated, staring at the details of Maria's face once again. I couldn't stop feeling sorry for her. She's such an innocent girl, always valuing her experiences, providing life to any unsettling situation. For these men? No. These monsters. To crush his spirit, it's unhuman. So, for some deep breathing, I found myself calm and began playing the level. As I played, I couldn't keep my mind off of Maria. The images of her in sexual positions, fading in and out of the background, made the matter hard to ignore. The starting set kill faded gradually into memory and pieced himself together with these sexual positions of Maria. My logic was functioning in a mind-numbing way, but I eventually came to two possible conclusions. Maria was killed during one of these acts, thus the starting set kill, or Maria possibly wanted somebody killed. This isn't making any sense, I thought to myself, but I remember something I had sealed away in my memory. When I was a child, I had a series of similar experiences in the neighborhood. The game was Doctor. I still remember the words, "Let's read Doctor in a storage building." Her obsession with pine needles and blackberries, it's a painful subject. It went on for a couple days before the parents of us both captured the act. I never saw her again, but I came to the decision to forgive her. I was damaged, though. Those experiences, once I realized what had actually happened, severely affected some major decisions in my life. When I think real hard about what actually happened, it honestly wasn't a terrifying experience. Demented, weird, and somewhat scarring, yes, but I had so much help and counseling from that point on, it's no longer a problem. This girl Maria, though, she was on a space station full of men. Her experience was really horrible. She didn't have the counseling escape I had. She died on the Ark, used as a ragdoll, then thrown into the garbage. I wish I could help her. I could bring her to the same realization I'd come to if we could only meet. Alas, this is only a video game, but I couldn't shake the feeling of connection I had with Maria. I decided to do whatever Maria would have me do, anything to clean her face off its paleness. Once I beat White Jungle, I got rank Maria's face, and the game instantly flashed the cutscene of Sonic and Shadow going super, but Maria was fading in and out of the scene. I decided to bring her Camtasia, but couldn't start recording at about halfway through the scene. At this point, the camera had completely zoomed in on Shadow, cutting Sonic out. When the cutscene ended, the game took me to a completely black scene. Shadow's animation was frozen, his shading was bland, and his power were missing. Live and Learn was fading, but severely slowed down and choppy. The background was fading in and out, many different harsh, burning colors. I saw Maria in the background, always on top of the colors. She looked like she was falling but holding her chest, and her shading was very darkly colored. I pressed up the arrow key. I pressed the up arrow. I pressed the up arrow on my keyboard and it started moving forward. The controls were very stiff. It didn't feel like Sonic Adventure 2 at all. The camera was stiff too. I saw a wooden chair with Gerald sitting on it. So my text appears at the top on the screen. It said, "For all the people on that planet, kill him." Right now, I knew murdering Gerald would be the best thing for Maria. I floated around. I floated around him for a second, looking at his angles. He didn't look exactly like the Gerald in the cutscene. Maybe this is a beta model or something? I thought. After a second, some more text appeared as the original text disappeared. "Shadow, do it for me so we can be happy." I pressed X on my keyboard, which I had pinned as the GameCube's A button. Shadow's pose changed to the pose he holds when he attacks the final hazard, and the game froze. "Thank you" was shown in white text on a black background. The font was in the bottom right corner of the screen. After a minute, I started pressing buttons. I pressed every control for the game and every button on my keyboard. Nothing happened. I decided to save this recording so I wouldn't lose it. I closed off and then I started recording again. When I opened off and I loaded Sonic Adventure 2, the thank you screen was immediately there. No Sega logo, no license by Nintendo, just thank you. Maria wanted to kill Gerald for doing all of those things to her with the other scientists on the Ark. Revenge for dragging her down, holding her, doing her. It's disgusting, but helping Maria carry out her revenge on Gerald made me happy. Now Maria can rest in peace. Maybe that's why Sonic Adventure 2 says, "Rest easy, heroes." But instead of saying that, it says, "Thank you." You're welcome, Maria.